There are two paths to citizenship. The first comes automatically when one is born into a family of which one or both of the parents are citizens of that country, and the second is through immigration, that if a country permits an individual to enter its borders as a permanent resident, after a period of time the immigrant can petition for and receive citizenship in his or her newly adopted country. A third broad category is the resident alien, one who is permitted to remain in the country for a specified period of time, has the right to access, under certain circumstances, the social services of that country, hospitals, doctors, etc. But nevertheless, this individual is not deemed to be a citizen of the country, and at the discretion of the government have those residency rights withdrawn. While it could be argued that the term Bnei Yisrael is linked to a country, namely Eretz Yisrael, the core bonding agent of this entity is the covenantal relationship between the individual and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And as with the identity one receives through citizenship, the identity comes through one of two ways. Firstly, through birth into a family recognized as a member of Bnei Yisrael, and secondly, through Geirut, conversion, whereby one willingly accepts the conditions of a covenantal relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu in terms of belief and practice. There was, however, a third category, that of the Eved, who on the one hand was required to fulfill certain mitzvot while under the jurisdiction of his Jewish master. He nevertheless was not granted the title of Yehudi. This point was made earlier with reference to the Gemara Yevamot that deemed the Chuppah v'Kedushin between an Eved and a Bat Yisrael as not being halachically valid. Which brings us to the first of the three questions that we raised regarding Rashi's commentary to the Chotei SICHAH, and that was the need to identify the basis that Rashi has for maintaining that the Knaanim who petitioned Moshe to be accepted as converts were ultimately accepted by Moshe as fully fledged citizens of the Bnei Yisrael. Rashi, based upon the Medrash Tanchuma, creates a link between the events relating to the Gibonim in the days of Yehoshua to an event that took place in the days of Moshe Rabbeinu. In both events we have the situation where a group of people are designated as the wood choppers and the water carriers. It would appear from the text in Yehoshua that the intent of the Gibonim was self-preservation, and as such the goal would have been to enter into a non-aggression treaty with the nation of Israel. Consequently, there is no need to introduce the concept of Geirut, conversion into Judaism. The Medrash Tanchuma does make a distinction between Yehoshua and Moshe, in that Yehoshua Kiblan, accepted them, whereas Moshe lo Kiblan. This is the position adopted by the Ramban. The Pshuta Shel Mikra of the text will not support this position for the following reason. The purpose for the Atem Netzavim Hayom Kulchem was in order to li'avracha bebrit Hashem Elokecha uba'aloto, to renew the covenantal relationship between God and Am Yisrael. This covenantal relationship excluded non-Jews who had not undergone a process of Geirut, and the resident alien, the Eved. The pasuk testifies that included in this covenant with Kulchem were the Chotei SICHAH and the Shoev Memecha, which means three things. Firstly, based upon the Medrash Tanchuma, Chotei SICHAH is code for a group who were not born as Jews. Secondly, there was a process of Geirut. Thirdly, following the process of Geirut, they became part of the Kulchem, in other words, Moshe Kiblan. With this, we can respond to question number one, namely, presenting a textual basis for the assertion that, according to Rashi, the Chotei SICHAH and Shoev Memecha were accepted by Moshe Rabbeinu into the covenantal agreement between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Bnei Yisrael.